Hi guys, I promised another video about values and I am coming at you with it. Now, I'm doing this series because I've been thinking that there are some values that we don't talk about, that we don't think about values that much anymore. At least it doesn't seem to me that most people do. It's usually relegated to religion or like old-fashioned stuff, hokey stuff. But the fact of the matter is, we need to have values. We need to have values and we need to be aware of them, because if we want to have those values be prevalent in our world, we have to be focused on them and conscious of them. So I'm going to talk about a couple different values. Yesterday we talked about generosity, and I kind of want to redo that video because it is very long and this one is already getting pretty long. So without further ado, let's go ahead. Today, I'm going to talk to you about dignity. Now, what is dignity? Okay. Anybody, you guys write down your answers there. What do you believe dignity is? I'm going to use it in the sense of it being, recognizing and honoring your own and everybody else's inherent worth as a human being. We have to understand that dignity is not earned. It is intrinsic to every single human being. Every human being is worthy of dignity. It doesn't matter who you are. Everyone should be treated with dignity. Treating yourself and others with respect, empathy, and compassion. Sorry. Because we all matter. We all matter equally. And I know that today that doesn't seem to be the prevalent idea. We've got a lot, this happens throughout. Okay, I'm going really long with this. I'm getting very philosophical. Let's try and stick to the core points here. Dignity is important on a lot of different levels. On a personal level, it's foundational to healthy self-esteem and emotional wellness. Without dignity, people struggle to feel valued or whole if they don't feel like they're worthy as a human being. You can't have mental health. That's really bad for you to think that. Bad for you. If you think that, it's bad for you. In a more wide sense, it builds stronger relationships and communities. So when dignity is respected, it opens doors to genuine dialogue and understanding and trust and connection. If you look at the person across from you or down the street from you, or, getting taken away by various law enforcement agencies, if you look at them and you say, hey, they're worthy and they're human beings and we should all be treated accordingly, there's going to be more understanding, right? If we have dignity, there's more understanding, there's more desire for justice. Which brings me to, it is essential for justice and fairness. Dignity ensures we treat each other with basic respect. The basic respect that is necessary for peaceful coexistence and meaningful cooperation. It is good for our society to treat people with dignity. All people, I'm going to go with this again one more time. All people should be treated with dignity. And I know that if you're watching this, you're one of those people who believes that anyway. But when you don't treat people with dignity, what happens is that people stop being people. It makes discrimination and violence and division easier to justify, because these aren't people, right? I don't know what you think they are, but if you're not treating them with dignity, you're not respecting their personhood. And on a more like micro level, individuals can internalize this, and it can lead to shame and powerlessness and isolation, and erode a person's self-worth. In a macrocosm, society becomes increasingly polarized and hostile, reducing empathy and making mutual understanding nearly impossible. If we're not, it's a value. I'm trying not to be preachy. I don't do well with that sometimes. But if you're going to have values, if you're going to want to be a good person, you have to know what your values are, and you have to be conscious of them because you have to make your decisions according to them. And dignity is a big one, guys. When dignity is upheld, people have self-worth. They're empowered. They're emotionally resilient. This leads to healthier and happier and more connected lives. And again, if we're talking just about individuals, we're talking about lots of individuals, and lots of individuals make up a society. So when you uphold dignity in communities, they become more inclusive and compassionate and supportive. Mutual respect is what it's about. It bridges divides and reduces conflicts. Now, collective action towards positive social change becomes possible when people see and honor humanity in one another. This fosters unity, it fosters collaboration. You can't have collective anything without some respect to people's dignity, right? You can't have a happy society without respecting people's dignity. And speaking of, it feels kind of, I don't know about you guys, if you write what your thing about dignity is, right? How do you think about it? Where do you think it is in this world? And where is it missing? Because it does seem to be missing quite a bit in a lot of different places. When we don't see other people as human, things like hate crimes, there's so many things I want to spout off about that I'm not going to, but there are people on both sides. I'm making all these comments in my head. Sorry. That, where they don't see the other as equals. And that allows for a lot of pain. A lot of pain. And there are people that I have heard on the interwebs, we're being encouraged these days. We're being encouraged by several large, powerful beings to not see each other's dignity. They're actually stripping us of dignity by removing us from museums, for instance. Women and people of color have been stricken from a lot of things these days, and that is just like, oh, they're not people. Like that is a direct insult to everyone's dignity who's not, white and male. And I'm not saying this to, upset my white male friends, but you get it, right? If we don't have dignity, we have this shit that happens, guys. Like, look at the world. I'm going way too late with this. I want you to discuss it. What happens when we don't have dignity in society? What has happened in the past when people don't respect each other's dignity? And what does it look like it's happening right now? But don't be mean about it, okay? This is like a pro dignity, not an anti not dignity, if that makes sense. This is getting out of control, this video. So we're going to stop now. And these videos are going to get better as we go on. So that's what I have to say about dignity. Let's hear from you.